Hi, in this video we're going to show you how to download, install, and configure Event Registration Pro Calendar on your WordPress site. First thing you need to do is come to eventregistrationpro.com, and once you're here, just click the free download button, and this will always download the latest available version of Event Registration Pro Calendar. And then go into your WordPress website. Now we have a brand new installation of WordPress. It's completely vanilla, with the exception we have changed the default template to a little nicer template because let's face it, the WordPress ones are not very nice at all. So we're going to go to plugins and then add new. Now you can search for Event Registration Pro Calendar here, or you can browse and upload the file that you just downloaded, and that's what we'll do. Oops. I'll just drag it down here and install it. And then we'll activate it. And you'll see in the left menu that Event Registration Pro is here and ready to go. And if we go to the front end and refresh the page, you'll see it also installed the menu for each view. Now there's a couple of things that we need to do first. We need to go to settings and then permalinks, and we're going to choose custom structure, and before the post name we're going to select the category because we need the event category to be shown with the event category name in our URL. So we'll save those changes. And just a quick view, you can see that the calendar is installed. We have nothing in our event list yet. No event categories. We have two different category accordion, and then we have a category grid view. That's why you'll see two category links. So the next thing that we need to do is double check some settings. The first thing you'll need to do in your settings is get a Google Maps API key. Here's the URL to go ahead and get that. And you'll enter your key in this field here. If you have any terms and conditions, you can set those here. Each of our views have an intro text. So there's a special intro text just for the calendar view. We have the category grid view, the event list view, and the accordion categories view. So you can have different intro text or none at all for each of those views. We have different ways that you can handle expired events. You can set them by the event end date or the start date. We usually set them by the end date, and then you can say 2 days after the event has happened, it will go automatically be archived and put into the archive manager, which is down here in the left menu. And if you wanted to, for some reason, disable event reminder notifications, you can do that here as well. On the registration handling tab, this is the global admin email notification. So if you want to be notified of every event registration for every single event, you would just put your email in here. You can allow duplicate email addresses. Pending registrant handling is pretty handy feature. Basically, You can set if you want them to be included in the max attendance limits. You can send emails to pending registrants, which is basically a pending registrant is someone who has signed up for an event. Maybe they haven't completed the purchase process yet, or maybe they're going to be pending because it's a free event and you want all the free events or free event registrants to be set to pending until you can manually mark them as accepted. We'll have another video that will go through all of that on how to manage your registrants and how all that works. So you can look for that video in our library. The number of days to send pending registrants an email after they register. So basically what these two settings are for are abandoned cart, basically. So if someone goes through and registers and then say they get to PayPal and they drop out at PayPal, or their browser locks up, computer locks up, and they have to reboot, they are stored in the database as a pending registrant. So they have not completed payment. So what you can do is say add a 1 here. One day after the person registers and is marked pending, the next day it can trigger an email to be sent to them with a link to continue their registration. You can also delete pending registrations automatically. So if they choose not to sign up, say you, and then 3 days later you want any pending registrations to be deleted after 3 days after they've signed up, and they're kind of dormant and nothing's happening, you can have those automatically deleted. Now, in order for these two features here to work, it is triggered by this URL, which is going to be your URL / this event cron. So you'll have to set up a cron trigger in your hosting control panel to do that. We can't really tell you exactly how to do that because every hosting company handles it differently. So I suggest that you contact your hosting company and then just copy and paste whatever URL is here and give it to them, and they can help you out with that. We've got a myriad of display settings that you can set. Default ordering is for the actual general display settings. So your event lists, you'll want to probably set it to event start date, so it'll be like an upcoming event list. The header buttons, basically that's these buttons here. Those are your header buttons. Sometimes you may or may not want them. Keep in mind the search category or search feature will not be shown if you hide all the header buttons. You can hide this footer down here where the RSS feed is if you want, and set up all your date time settings and formats, as well as you'll see the headers for each event list view. Each view is going to have its own set of settings. Here are some settings strictly for the calendar view and the event details page view. So there's a lot of different settings. We got some settings just for the countdown timers, so you can select all your colors and translate the text here. And then you'll save each tab. You'll save at the bottom. Let's go back up. And we've got some image settings. For the most part, you can leave this blank. It'll take care of everything pretty much on its own. If you have some custom widths for your settings for your event thumbnails or event banners and the category images, you can set those here. Another part of the settings is your email templates. Now, these email templates are pretty much ready to go. You can tweak them as you need. So every time someone registers that event admin email where area that I showed you, that email will get this template. And then here's your pending registrant follow-up. This is the abandoned cart email. You can set the subjects. You can set, it'll show you which type it is over here in this column. And let's see, the registrant confirmation template. Let's review that real quick. This is the template that the event registrant receives after they've been successfully marked as accepted in the system. So you can set your subject here, and you can use these tags to automatically fill in the event title. And as you can see, their full name and event start and location. And here are all the available email tags that you can use in these email templates. You can see we got the registration details here. That will automatically embed all the data that they filled out on their forms. And the transactions data, this will just show, you know, some basic transaction information, like how much they paid, if they paid anything, you know, and so forth. And you don't have to have these in the email. You can format this HTML any way you want. So that's a really handy feature because you can completely customize everything 100% the way you want. And in our next video, we'll show you how to actually create your first event after you've set all this up in your main settings and your email templates and got all that customized the way you want it.